Hello everyone, Linda Israel here, and today I'm going to share with you an altered paper clip, an idea that I came up with a couple of weeks ago, but I'm digging for a paper clip. I came up with this idea a couple of weeks ago, but I hadn't had time to do a video on it, so I thought I would do that today. So the first thing that I've got a digital download from Calico Collage. This one's called Fairy Garden, and I just love all these fairy images, and they're small, so they're perfect for putting on top of an altered paperclip embellishment, y'all. All you have to do is trim them out and they're ready to go. If you don't have these, you can use other things that you may already have. Postage stamps work great, other little images, or pretty paper that you may have in your stash. So I'm going to set that aside. So what I've got here is a page out of a book, and depending on the size of your book, will determine how big your altered paperclip is. I think this one is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 by 6 is what the size was. And what I did was I cut it in half. So now I have half a sheet. And then what I found is if I fold this up and then fold it over, it now makes a good base to put things on. And what I like to do is take my paper clip and put it right in the center. And then this is ready to glue on the inside. Now lots of people will use hot glue. I've just found that if I put a little bit of tacky glue on this layer to help hold it in place, and then right here, I don't put a lot, just a little. And then I'll go around the perimeter and down the center around the paper clip. I'll make little ziggy zags. And then just close this up. Just wipe away any excess glue that you might get that might ooze out. It's okay. Then once you've got that glued together, it won't take very long for it to dry, and everything that we're going to do from this point out shouldn't really matter. I've got some distressed ink vintage photo and a blending tool. I'm just picking up some ink, and I'm going to go around the edge of this, adding a little vintage look to it, if you will. Apparently that's one of my favorite phrases, if you will. I need to change my vocabulary a little bit. So depending on how much you work on this, you can make it really, really dark or just a light color, just up to what you want to do. Now I cut out one of the domino images. In this case, I like the little flower here. And what I'm going to do is, I didn't get it perfectly cut out, so you can see a little bit of white. So I'm going to use the vintage photo and just go around the edge. And that covers up that white paper. When I printed this set of domino images, I did print them on photo laser paper. It costs a little bit more, but I thought with this little bit of an image, I wanted it to really look good. Then I have a punch, and I punched out of scrap paper some shapes. You could use your die cutter machines like your Sizzix and your Cricut and Silhouette, or you can use an X-Acto knife and cut one out yourself. Again, I'm going to go around the edge with the vintage photo. Then on my Silhouette, I just typed out words and drew a shape around them, ovals or squares, and then I told my computer to print and then go to this cutter and cut. And so I use a lot of these little words here and there whenever I am paper crafting. And then the last is I've got a butterfly punch that I punch out of some scrap paper, and I'm just going to give it some distress ink as well. Well, let's start layering this up. I have the No Clog Writing Cap from ScraPerfect. The large size fits the tacky glue. It fits the smaller size as well as the big size. And the reason why I'm showing this is because you don't really need a whole lot of glue when you're putting down embellishments, and it's wasteful, and it also takes a long time for it to dry. With this No Clog Writing Tip, it has a really fine point, and it has a needle that you put inside to help keep it clean. And what I have found is if I just make a small dot on the domino image here, I think I didn't have it upside down. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, it's a tiny, tiny amount. So I'm just going to go in here and add a few little dots. And then I will layer this on top of the rectangle piece. And since this isn't very thin, I'm going to use the regular size nozzle. I'm going to place that somewhat in the center. I've got some eyelash yarn. It's just yarn that has a little bit of fuzziness to it. I'm going to trim a little piece of this. On the Inspire, since it's a pretty good size and it's cardstock, I'm going to put a little dollop of glue and then put that over the top of the fibers. If you don't have a lot of glue, it can't catch. So you want enough that it will catch. And then I've got the fine tip again, and I'm going to go in here and add little dots on the back side of this butterfly. And it helps keep from getting glue all over your fingers because you put way too much, and when you go to press it down, it oozes out. And then I've got a couple little flowers here. These are just paper flowers, probably from Prima. I have a bunch of them. I've got some little flat back rhinestones. I'm going to put one in the center of the flowers. You want to make sure that you put your needle back into the No Clog cap. That way it won't clog up. I've got some tulip diamond dimensional fabric paint. I just like using it because it's inexpensive and it goes a really long way and it just makes really great sparkles. So what I'm going to do is go down the center of the butterfly body, and then I'm going to go all the way around the outline. There. Alright, that'll take just a little bit to dry, and when it dries I'll come back. Well, it's not completely dry, but it's dry enough that you can kind of get the gist of it. I hope you like seeing how to do this version of an altered paperclip, just so you can see how it works. You just slide that over, and it goes on really easily onto a book page. So perfect to put inside your junk journals. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and of course, comment below. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. I share a lot. Check out the description box for links to the ScraPerfect cap, as well as to the domino images, the Fairy Garden from Calico Collage. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a fabulous day, and hopefully this has inspired you. Bye.